After a successful first season uncovering hidden worlds filled with forgotten palaces and temples in and around Asia's most bustling cities, Hidden Cities, History Channel's flagship original production, returns today for an exciting second stint. Once again, the effervescent Anthony Morse returns as host to take us into the unknown as he goes in search of Asia's forgotten treasures over the course of 8 episodes, covering exotic locations in Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, and China. Enlisting the help of local guides, historians, archaeologists, and scientists, Anthony investigates fascinating forgotten Asian sites, revealing the tales that have long remained hidden for so long. In Kuala Lumpur recently to promote the new season of Hidden Cities, Anthony was understandably psyched about the show returning to regional TV screens for a new and improved second stint with double the amount of episodes.
We can expect, kind of the same stuff that we had in season 1, right? We've got a mixture of military history, ancient history, but also more stories that kind of relate the past to the present context. And more lighter moments as well.
Yeah.
There's a scene in Singapore where I'm learning about Peranakan cuisine, actually try my hand at cooking a few Peranakan dishes. That was more challenging than actually going into the bunkers and stuff like that. I get dressed up in China and learn about Kunchu opera and kind of try my hand and feet, with the dance steps and all that.
So
Yeah.
it's not all jungles and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Armed with a bigger budget, it was definitely a case of upping the game with season 2.
This time around, we also had 3 official sponsors, and so with the production, we had a designated second camera that we were able to do a lot more reenactments. I think almost every episode has a reenactment, and they're beautifully shot. They're shot on a Canon 5D, and just these recreated scenes where we're kind of talking about a story, kind of narrating the story, and you've got these just gorgeous visual images to go along with that. And they're moving images, so it's not just like a still shot, and so it really helps convey the full force of that story we're telling.
Among the locations visited on Hidden Cities this time, Anthony got to explore secret locations such as the Jewish ghettos of Shanghai, the lost temple of Muara Jambi in Sumatra, and disused British military underground facilities abandoned after World War II in Singapore. And returning to Malaysia once again, Anthony headed to Sarawak, the gateway to the wild frontiers of untouched Borneo, home to over 2 million people from more than 20 indigenous groups, an ancient land of magic and ritual.
This time around, we were just in Sarawak, and we started off Kuching, then went to Sri Aman, Betong, and then ended in Muka. And it was, I think it's going to be one of our strongest episodes, in fact. It was the 8th and final one we filmed. And for me, one of the most special moments was being able to interact with 2 Iban elders. In that culture, they would have, the men would get tattoos. And this was kind of a sign of their transition from boy to man. And these tattoos were kind of telling their stories, their life stories were imprinted on their body. And just kind of hanging out with them and just, what does that stand for? What does that represent?
So did you get any ink?
No, in fact, he made a little comment. He was like, not to offend you, but in our culture, you would be considered like having the status of a woman because I don't have any tattoos on me.
And what about the most challenging location visited while filming the new season?
The first episode, while we were there, it seemed like every day we were encountering, it was very unseasonal rain or storms, rainfall that was taking place. So the entire shoot schedule that we had, we basically had to just kind of crumple that up and throw it out. And the director and the local fixer, they were daily on the phone, contacting the experts and the officials that we had arranged to meet, and everything was just getting flipped on its head. And so, you just for me, I didn't even really ask what's next tomorrow. I just said, okay, because you could wake up in the morning and it's raining and you say this condition is not suitable for filming. So they'd get on the phone, we'd be off to the next spot, you know.
So with 2 seasons of hosting hidden cities under his belt, one has to wonder if visiting all these exotic locations and meeting all these fascinating people has changed Anthony as a person.
Yep, it's made me realize the power and potential of media.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, particularly with this program, Hidden Cities, because what we're doing is we're documenting life in these areas as it's unfolding, but we're also telling a story. And from the comments, from the feedback I got from season 1, a lot of the viewers were inspired to learn more about their own countries and neighboring countries. And for me, I mean, that's a wonderful thing.
Ultimately, the goal of Hidden Cities is to awaken people's curiosity about the rich history and heritage that Asia has to offer. So for those that want to dig a little bit deeper and learn more about the region, look no further than Hidden Cities for essential viewing. And as for Anthony, Season 2 was a case of growing into the role of History Channel host, having been a newcomer to television in the first season. So did he feel that he brought something extra to the table this time around?
Yeah, this time around I was more aware of my energy levels. I think season 1 I was just full on, you know, for each and every day. And after a while, I mean, both on camera and off camera. So I think learning to kind of recognize which scenes require a little more amped up energy levels and which ones, you know, you can be a little more subdued.
Yeah.
But I still tend to do this a lot. Communicate with my hands. I mean, that's been a habit that's been hard for me to shake, you know. Hi, I'm Anthony Morse, host of Hidden Cities. Catch an all-new Season 2 of Hidden Cities, premiering this November 23rd at 9 p.m. on Astro 555.